Hey there, everybody. So welcome back. This is race number 10, I believe, and we're here at Richmond. This is coming after I missed it last week race at Munster because of family emergency on my wife's side of family. Everybody's okay. Can't really talk about it too much, but everything's okay. Everyone's okay. But we did miss a week, so we're kind of behind in points now, even more so than before. So we are at P15 now, but thankfully we're only 26 points behind, which is doable. We can make it up, but we pretty much cannot screw up anymore. And there's always like a couple more races until the playoffs. So there's the points. Some work to do. I think everybody is feel that we have to worry about. Basically, we had to worry about being 21, 12, 64, 60, and 13. So it's gonna be competitive. We have a buffer, but that buffer's gone now, so we'll see what happens. So Richmond is usually one of my better tracks and officials, but we screwed up in qualifying. We slid. We were sliding on the first lap, hit the wall, and hit the wheel on the wall, so we lost that lap one grip. We had to reset the car and run the second lap. We're at warm-up lap, so tire was still pretty cold and stiff. So we weren't able to get the grip. Like, the grip on the second lap was very important here. And then the first stage, like 35 laps. So there's no one pitting the first stage. It's all the way through with the first stage. So everybody's gonna be pushing hard for the first stage, probably. We'll see what happens. But we got to do good in this race. We got to do better. We want to make the playoffs. We got to really work for it. Oh yeah, by the way, this is our first time at the refresh Richmond, so everything's completely redone here. I think it was a rescan too, so even the server is still like over 10 years old. I think it's actually closer to 15 or 20 years old with the service. But yeah, the service still the same as our last update, last scan. But they had to do like a full rescan because there's too many new stuff. Since they done the last scan. You know, they torn down the grandstands almost halfway around the track. And they made a bunch of updates to the buildings and stuff. So yeah. Keep nice and easy to start the swamp here. Alright, we're P13. So some work to do. Pretty good start. Pace amazing right now. Yeah, this feels awesome. Feels like you can push these cars a little bit more now. Come on. Probably not gonna hold up the 3 here. See what happens here. Still have the grip. Too bad this is not longer. The run, I mean. The stage, I mean. If this was a little bit longer, we'd probably easily get the stage points. But we're running out of time, so... Interesting how powerful the 3 is with all the saving he has done. He saved a lot. And now he's just powerful. The sky's beautiful tonight, at least. A little bit overdoing that corner. No, that's too much. I still have the rubber to get by this guy. Alright. Next stage, lap 80. I'm sorry, 80 laps. So 36 plus 80 is like 116 or so. It was a good run. It was a good run. Did not get the stage points, but we got the pace. We know we got the pace. So we probably like super safe. For 20 laps or so, and then we'll be pitting with good tires. I did not realize we'll have that many set of tires tonight, so that's gonna be interesting. But I feel like we have to here. Whew, 71, 88%. Man, these tires burn up fast. That's really good to know for the future. Yeah, saving tires are gonna be the key. Yeah, we'll sit, focus on saving the tires for 20 laps or so. See what happens. We'll try and learn this core with this new tire model. So we'll see how this is gonna go. But yeah, we were really pushing it for most of that run. And we end up 71% after, 39 laps. So it'll be interesting to see what happens. What was the tire real light on the left? 91, 93%. That's interesting to know. So the fuel here is 60 laps. I'm just thinking strategy. We'll probably just follow the 3 and see what happens. It's at master's pace. Because tires are sensitive here, so. That's the caution. Probably gonna kill the tire strategy. Maybe. We were gonna pit in the middle of a we were gonna pit in the middle of that, and hopefully, you know, hopefully pick up. I was thinking about pick up the tires during the stage and see what happens, but obviously, yeah. People are gonna be pitting for fuel. I'm not gonna pit. We're just gonna stay with what we have here. It is a little bit dim with the darkness.
Traffic, got the lucky dog, let them pass on the outside. Left arm peak, Carboy, you had the position when the yellow flag came out. Pit road is closed.
Yeah, the sky's beautiful. It's nice. Nice to see beautiful sky. And I know iRacing's gonna make the sky even better with the cloud scheme, the colors, at sunsets or sunrises. So it's gonna be awesome to see once they roll out that update. Yeah, I was expecting a lot of caution laps now. Sorry about that. I was trying to put on the gas calculator. We use a lot of gas. Oh, gee. Here we go. The restores here is kind of wild. I'm just trying to save up my tires. It's a little bit slow, but I'm saving up the tires. Jesus. Feels like 87 race now with the tire saving and everybody's lining up. tires got slippery. Trying to save as much as I can here. We got a little bit buffers to save tires. So much. So much speed. To make it interesting for the tires and gas. I think we're saving the set. I think we're pitting for gas, but we'll save the set. Set the tires. So that way, if we get like a late restart, we can use up the tires, fresh tires, and get super boost on the restart late. So.
5, 3, 2, 1. Right here. Okay.
Where I was supposed to go. Wherever. I had nowhere to go there. I just did a replay on that one. But I had nowhere to go on that one. But yeah, we are saving a set of tires for the rest of the way. So there's that. Again, where I was supposed to go on that pit lane stuff. That's the first that has happened. It should be in this league and be done like 40 races. We're at the pit lane. So I'm surprised it took this long for me to have something like that happening to me. But thankfully this car is made a tank. So this should be fine. Kinda went down on me, bro. Here comes fresh tires, people. We were never gonna hold people like him, for sure. So. think this guy has fresh tires. Well, that's a you problem. I think everybody owes some old tires, so I think we should be good. Try and use my rear to get the good lap times. So keep hitting the bottom and we should be good. The rest of it will work out. Fall off some wheel. That's gonna be important later on. That's why we're saving a set of tires. Yeah, the tire fallout's crazy right now. Yeah, we just don't have any more for the tires. Trying something here. See what happens. This is an all-time battle. Oh my god. It doesn't matter, we're coming in. It's all about the last stage anyway, so...
Pit boxing 10, 5, 3, 2, 1. Right here. All the damage is repairable.
The Chariot's 44.78%. That was awesome. That was awesome. Really fun driving the top line.
That's it, go. Line up, single file.
Either way, we're getting points for the stage. We are getting P8. We're finishing P8 for the stage. If this is the mechanic is the end of the stage. But whew, P8's awesome. I will take the P8. That was good for the points, especially over 12 and 64. No wait, I think 64's up there. Never mind. So Dorsey was able to get some points, which is not great, but
One to go. Next time right. Line up on the outside.
these guys were stage hunting points, but they're at the risk. They're gonna risk, you know, want their last set of tires. So we're coming in during the stage. I'm sorry, during the last stage. If we go green for a long time, it'll be taking the right side tires only. So we'll see what happens. Alright, nowhere to go here, so... finish him off. I had to. There was nowhere else for me to go. Not a lot of damage, so we should be fine. Wow. Some anger. Dorsey had cried temper, so he's probably gonna be yelling over the voice chat. But I mean, this is about what I was expecting and why my strategy is. Why my strategy is to set the tires for the last stage. Because stuff like this happening. So there you go. Get some drink here.
Got the lucky dog. Let them pass on the outside. Let us 3. Carbine.
So people are one lap down up to P16. This was number 3 who's taking the lucky dog our way around, so... So yeah, there you go. P8. And we got two set the tires left. Number 60 and I think number 85 and number 64 used up one set the tires. So they're down to 1, which is a little bit risky. We get a late restart. I don't think we're done with the rest, so it'll be interesting to see what happens. Yeah, I think only like 3 people down to 1 set the tires. So we'll see what happens. Hopefully we'll get taken out. But I feel positive we're fine, so... And the outside should be restored. I had nowhere to go here. These people are crazy. And there's a wreck. Wow. Shit. This is probably race winning condition right here.
Pit road is now open.
But we're gonna stay out for now.
You had the position when the yellow flag came out.
But people could try to stress out the gas from here. Bit could.
Car 21 got the lucky dog. Let them past on the outside. Letter 21 carbide. You had the position when the yellow flag came out.
I don't think there's enough tire wear to justify coming in for a new set. But I do think it'll make people push their tires a little bit harder now. So see what happens. We'll see what happens. Ireland, it's betting on more cautions. That's why he probably came in and went ahead and spent his second to last set of tires. Probably safe for him being back here. Thankfully we can get 4S from any of that, so that was freaking crazy. That was scary. So glad we can get the 4S out of that, so. That's probably my wife, who's probably home from her work. This restart, we're on the inside, which is probably a little bit safer. Hopefully it'll be safer. Everybody's pushing now, so we'll see what happens. We go like 15 laps and we get their caution. No brainer coming in for gas and tires. No brainer. But it comes out in the next 7 laps or so. It'll be spicy. Nowhere to go. That was fucking stupid. brain dead. Brain dead. Wherever. I was a little bit brain dead.
Pitboxing 10, 5, 3, 2, 1. Right here. All the damage is repairable.
Yeah, we got taken now. Taken now. Right, I was not there. Brain dead.
Be mindful, you only have one mate.
Should be enough gas to finish the race from here on. So, probably not done with the cautions too, so if we get one more caution, we have tire advantage. So be it. If you want to go for it, be my guest. Sit brain dead. Some work to do here. We have to go forward. Pick up as many spots as we can. Tires are not going to matter much now, so get a late restart. We got the tires for that. Nice. Very nice. Yeah, P16, so there's, so be it. If we get caught something like 30 laps ago, that'll be golden, that'll be perfect. Yeah, it's a lot of dumb racing right now. So there's that. Four set of fresh tires left here, so we'll see what happens. So we're gonna have to let the chaos unfold, and then we'll pick up spots from the chaos, because this is really difficult to pass otherwise. We're down to 49 laps to go, and pretty much everybody's on the fresh tires from here on, so be interesting to see what happens. Chaos. So going for it whenever we can. When we're paying for tires, though, we have to time it shit right. It's like 30 laps. If this is like 30 laps ago, then we'll pit. We also had to like conserve the incident points too. Something to keep in mind. We had 10 nets, and we can avoid one more hit, one more full hit before we get forward. Get 60 nets, get close to 60 nets.
One left to green. Line up on the inside.
This is gonna be scary on the inside. This we start.
Get ready. Going green.
Alright, here we go. Jesus. You're safe. Alright, I think I feel good about being on the outside here. If we get a quick caution with like 30 laps to go, we'll probably come in so we can get like the track position a little bit later on. Yeah, this is a mess. Kind of what I was expecting for this last stage. We got a bit higher advantage. If we get like a quick caution, we're coming in, pick up the new tires for the last time. So
Pit road is closed right now.
see what happens. We'll see what happens. But I can afford to push the tires and be aggressive. We got one more set of tires left, so we can afford to be a little bit aggressive. So I had to hope we'll be okay toward the end of this one. But yeah, everybody's just beating the shit out of each other right now, so let's see what happens.
One left to green. You're on the outside this time.
Here we go. Oh, Jesus, that's a terrible start. I had nowhere to go here. Oh, shit. Very lucky to not get a 4S there. Holy shit.
Pit road's open.
We're still P8.
Letter 64, carbine.
There's still too many caution to be thinking about picking up that last set of tires. So we'll see. This is a hard edition, but staying out for now.
Road is closed right now.
So staying out for now. Holding on to the set of tires that we have.
Letter 64, carbine. You had the position when the yellow flag came out.
This is kind of insane. So
One left to green. On the outside.
I don't like there are a couple of creative drivers right behind me on the road behind me, and Dorsey do not like me very much. So we'll see what happens. This we start. But I need the outside to do good here. I need the outside to get a good jump. I feel like I have more control over my fate on the outside, but the inside's a little bit safer. So I don't know what's gonna happen here, but
road's open.
We're coming in. I know it's risky as fuck, but we're coming in.
Pit boxing 10, 5, 3, 2, 1. Right here.
93, 95. That was probably the right call. Yeah, that was worth it. P13, but we got very fresh tires to go all the way here, so I think they'll Red Bull up, so we'll see what happens. I feel like that was worth it to take the last set of tires with 20 to go, so we can work our way to the front slowly. I mean, they're probably gonna rate each other some more, so.
One to go. Next on right. We're lining up.
We would have been P8 otherwise, or P7. I don't know where we were. Probably right where Scott Bailey is right now, the 48. But I feel like that was worth it to me to get this last set. So Jarrett and the 85, they both don't have the fresh sets anymore, but we do. So. Stupid mistake by me. He up the fucking core now. very brain dead move.
Closed. Pit road is closed. Great job. 10 to go.
I'm so quiet because I know what I did was wrong. I made a bad move and it's cost me. I'm Jerry. If I was just more patient, this would have been fine. We would have been picking up spots. It's a fucking brain dead move by me. That's what it boils down to. It's brain dead. We have to try to advantage the rest of the way, so we just have to take it easy and slow. we're probably gonna get 4S. I know it's coming. I know it's coming. We get 4S, and we're gonna get Black Flatter. I know it's coming. And you know what? I put myself into this position. I did that to myself, so we're gonna have to be careful going forward.
We've got a green light to continue after this caution. Letter 48 carbine. Letter 48 carbine. Pit road is closed. You've got 2 laps to go. Letter 48 carbine. You had the position when the yellow flag came out.
I'm very nervous about this, y'all. This is probably not gonna end well. We got the tire to. We got the tire to make stuff happen, but I don't want to force another stupid 3-wide move. I gave him this spot as a goodwill thing. Alright, we got P8, which is fine. I gave him the spots because, yeah, I'm the one that messed up his plan, so. Yeah. We probably had a chance over Joe's ear, but I ain't want to get the 4-8. So yep, there's that. We're gonna go over it, we're happy with it. I'm not gonna go over everything, there's too much going on. So I feel like he was high up in the middle here, and I thought I had the line here. But still, it was with the fresh tires I had. It was too big of a gamble. It was too big of a risk for me to be making. So I probably shouldn't have gone for it there. Yeah. Probably not gonna go over everything else that happened in this race. Except for this one. Yeah, I definitely got run into here. Yes, it got ran over there, but that's Richmond racing. It's horribly worth protesting, so I'm just gonna let it go. That's Richmond. What else can you say about this race? It was a lot unnecessarily stupid stuff happening in this one. So yeah. P8 is not terrible. I mean, it's gonna be okay for the points. It's not what we need fully, but it'll be okay. It'll be acceptable. It'll be passable. It could have been better. It could have been worse. So there's that. Hopefully you're enjoying that shit show of a race. Make sure to like the video, leave a comment, subscribe. I'll catch y'all later and have a good one.